Hello everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to explore a hopeful moment after Alex's motorbike accident. He still can't remember Tu Na, but his heart keeps reacting to her and baby Henry in a way he can't explain. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next video. All right, let's begin. The clinic was quiet when Tu Na opened her eyes. For a second, she didn't know if she'd slept 5 minutes or an entire hour. Her neck felt stiff, her mouth dry, and her body carried that heavy, sinking tiredness that comes after too many nights of broken sleep. Across the room, Alex's mother stood near the bed, calm in a way that felt almost unreal. The small lamp threw a soft circle of light over Alex's face. His eyes were open, not bright, not fully there, but open, and steady enough to follow the room. Tu Na sat up slowly. "I'm okay," she said, the same line she'd been repeating for days. Alex's mother didn't debate it. She only looked at her properly, like a mother who's finished pretending. "You're going to pick Henry up from Ba Tang," she said. And then you're going home." Tu Na's chest tightened. "But Alex, I'll stay tonight," she cut in, gentle but firm. "I'll be here. The nurses are here. You need real rest." Tu Na turned back to the bed. Alex watched her like he was trying to hold on to her shape. He still didn't have that spark of recognition, not the kind that would make him say her name with confidence. But he wasn't drifting anymore. He was present. And somehow, that made it harder to leave. Tu Na stepped closer and lowered her voice. "I can stay a little longer. I'm fine." Alex swallowed. His voice came out rough, like sand. "You should go." Tu Na blinked. "I don't want to leave you." His brows pulled together as if the words were hard to assemble. When you look tired," he said slowly, "I feel worried." It wasn't dramatic. It was just honest, and it hit Tu Na harder than any big speech. Alex's mother rested a hand on Tu Na's shoulder. "That's your answer," she said softly. "He's telling you to rest." Tu Na's throat tightened. She nodded once, small and reluctant. Then she leaned down to Alex. "I'll pick Henry up," she whispered. "I'll go home. I'll rest. But I'll come back in the morning." Alex's eyes stayed on her. He managed a faint nod. Tu Na laid her fingers lightly on his hand. His grip was weak, but his fingers still closed around hers for a brief second, like a quiet thank you, or maybe a plea. Then he let go. Tu Na turned away before her face gave her away. Outside, the air felt sharp. The road looked too normal for what her heart had been living through. She rode carefully, repeating the same thoughts like a prayer. "He's safe tonight. His mom is there. I'm not abandoning him." Ba Tang opened the door with Henry already in her arms. Henry's face lit up for half a second, then scrunched. Then he made that little unhappy sound that always came right before crying. Tu Na took him immediately and pressed her cheek to his hair. "Hi, baby," she murmured. "Mom's here." Henry grabbed at her shirt with both hands, as if he needed proof she wasn't going anywhere. Ba Tang studied Tu Na's face. "You look like you haven't eaten," she said. Tu Na gave a quick nod. It wasn't convincing. Ba Tang didn't push. She only adjusted Henry's blanket and said, "Go home. Sleep. The clinic can survive one night without you." Tu Na swallowed and managed a soft, obedient, "Yes, Ba Tang." The bamboo gate creaked when she pushed it open. The house was still the same, small, wooden, simple, but the quiet inside it felt almost too big after days at the clinic. Henry fussed the moment she set her bag down. Tu Na sighed, a tired little laugh escaping her. Okay, I'm here." She warmed water and tested it with the inside of her wrist, careful the way she always was. Then, she washed Henry, slowly, thoroughly, like this was the one thing she could do perfectly right now. Henry splashed once, giggled, then suddenly cried like he'd remembered something upsetting. Tu Na didn't rush. "It's okay," she whispered. "You're okay." She dried him with her cleanest towel, wrapped him snug, kissed his forehead, and changed him into fresh clothes. When she laid him into the crib, he stared up at her, blinking slowly, his small chest rising and falling. Tu Na adjusted the blanket so it wouldn't cover his face. She stood there a moment longer than necessary, watching him like she was memorizing peace. Then her body finally demanded payment. Her shoulders felt like stone. Her eyes burned. Even her hands felt tired. She sat on the edge of the bed beside the crib and checked her phone, even though she told herself she wouldn't. No message, no emergency call. That silence should have been relief. Instead, it felt like a pause in a storm. She pictured Alex in the clinic bed with his mother beside him. She pictured his breathing steady, the nurse checking him, the soft lamplight. And she remembered his words again. "When you look tired, I feel worried." Tu Na's eyes stung. She turned her face toward the crib as if Henry might understand. "I'll rest," she whispered, more to herself than anyone. "I'll come back stronger." Henry made a tiny sound, then settled again. Tu Na lay down on her side, facing the crib. She told herself she would only close her eyes for a minute. She listened to Henry's breathing. She listened to the wind outside. The sounds blurred together. And then she fell asleep. Not the light, panicked sleep she'd been surviving on. A real sleep. The kind that loosens your jaw and drops your shoulders and makes your mind stop running for once. Back at the clinic, the evening moved quietly. Alex woke once and blinked into dim light. His mouth was dry. His body felt heavy, like it still belonged to the road where he'd fallen. His mother sat up immediately and brought water to his lips. "Easy," she murmured. "You're okay." Alex drank a little and tried to focus. Without Tu Na in the room, the space felt strangely empty. He stared at the chair where she'd been sitting, as if looking hard enough could bring her back. He closed his eyes and tried to pull something from the fog. A name, a memory, a clear picture of the girl who kept making his chest feel tight. Nothing came, only feelings, warmth, worry, that stubborn sense of importance. His head grew heavy with the effort. His body, still weak from the motorbike accident, chose rest before his mind could argue. He drifted back to sleep, and in a small wooden house up the mountain, Tu Na slept beside Henry's crib, finally resetting in the only way her body knew how. For one night, the world held them both, quietly, carefully, so morning could come. Morning came softer than the days before. Tu Na woke up and didn't feel that crushing weight on her chest. Her body still ached, but it was the normal kind of ache, not the kind that makes you feel like you might break. She sat up slowly and realized something precious. She had actually slept. Henry was already awake, kicking his legs in the crib and making small, impatient sounds. Tu Na leaned over him and smiled, the kind of smile that comes back when you finally have a little strength again. "Good morning," she whispered. Henry answered by grabbing her finger and pulling it toward his mouth. She washed her face, warmed water, and took her time with him. Clean clothes, a careful wipe of his cheeks, a fresh diaper, a gentle cuddle until he calmed. She checked her phone once, no emergency call. That silence let her breathe deeper. Normally, she would have left Henry with Ba Tang before going to the clinic. But today, Ba Tang had work and couldn't watch him. So Tu Na made the decision without overthinking it. She would bring Henry with her. On the ride there, the air felt cool and clean. Henry dozed against her, warm and heavy, and Tuna avoided every rough patch like the road could betray them again. When she reached the clinic, she paused and took one slow breath. Then she walked in. Inside, Alex was awake. He looked more alert than last night. His eyes didn't wander the same way. He blinked less, like he didn't want to miss anything. Even before Tuna stepped fully into the room, Alex looked toward the doorway, as if he'd been waiting. His mother sat beside the bed, calm and steady. The nurse had just finished checking him and asking simple questions. Alex answered slowly, but he answered. Tuna stepped closer with Henry in her arms. Henry stared at Alex like he was deciding whether this man was safe. Alex stared back, focused in a way that surprised everyone. Tuna spoke softly. "Batang is busy today, so he's with me." Alex's brow tightened, like his mind was trying to match Henry's tiny face to something hidden behind the fog. Henry squirmed, then reached out. Tuna leaned in so Alex could see him better, keeping Henry secure against her chest. Henry's little hand found Alex's finger and closed around it. The grip was soft and warm, but it stopped Alex completely. His breath caught. His expression turned distant in a new way. Not empty, but inward. A flash. Sunlight at the bamboo gate, the smell of clean cloth. Tuna's laugh, close and real. A baby's weight against his chest. Home, warm enough to hurt. Alex blinked hard. The fragment vanished. Then a mild headache pressed behind his eyes. He winced and lifted his other hand to his temple. Tuna froze. "Alex!" The nurse stepped in right away. "Stop for a moment. Close your eyes." Slow breathing. Alex obeyed, jaw clenched, irritated more than scared. He hated that his mind gave him a taste, then pulled it away. Henry let go and started fussing. Tuna rocked him gently, keeping her voice low. After a few breaths, Alex opened his eyes again. The headache eased. His mother watched him closely. "You okay?" Alex swallowed. "He feels familiar," he said. Tuna nodded, careful not to push. "Yeah, he is." The nurse suggested a short break, then a few gentle movements. A slow squeeze of the hand, a careful lift of the forearm, a tiny shift of the shoulders against the pillow. Alex did them with more focus than before, like the morning had given him a reason to keep trying. Lan passed by the doorway for a quick check. She didn't bring paperwork, only a relieved nod. Seeing Alex awake and seeing Tuna stand steadier today, she quietly stepped back out, leaving the room to its slow, careful progress for them both. Time passed in small steps. Henry grew restless, then started to cry, the tired cry that meant he wanted comfort. Tuna soothed him with quiet bouncing and soft whispers. Alex watched her, brow knit, as if seeing Tuna with Henry created pressure in his chest. Then he spoke, hesitant but serious. "Can I hold him?" Tuna blinked. Alex was still weak, still shaky, and she could hear the caution in his mother's inhale. But Alex's eyes were steady now, stubborn with intention. "If you want," Tuna said, "we do it carefully." She sat right beside the bed. One hand slid under Alex's forearm to take some strain. Her other hand guided Henry toward Alex's chest. It wasn't a full handoff. It was a shared hold. Alex's arm curved around Henry slowly, uncertain at first, then more natural as Henry's weight settled. Henry cried once, then paused, then pressed his face into Alex's shirt. Tuna kept her fingers under Alex's arm, steadying. Her other hand stayed at Henry's back, ready to lift him away if Alex grew dizzy. For a second, all three of them were connected like that. Alex's arm, Henry's small body, Tu Na's hands supporting both. Alex's breathing changed. His eyes softened, then widened, like a door had cracked open inside him. Another flash, stronger than the first. Tu Na, standing in the doorway of the wooden house, tired but smiling. Henry in her arms. Alex walking in with dust on his clothes and the relief of seeing them. Then his mother's voice, clear as if she were speaking beside him. Tu Na has been through so much. You need to treat her well. The words hit like a bell. Alex's breath shook. A mild headache pressed in again, but this time it didn't control the moment. Emotion did. His eyes filled instantly. Tears slipped down his cheeks before he could stop them. His mother's eyes went wet too, but she didn't interrupt. She only stayed close, letting him have the space to feel it. Tu Na froze for a heartbeat, afraid moving would ruin it. So she held steady, supporting his arm, keeping Henry safe. Henry quieted in Alex's arms as if he could sense the calm underneath the shaking. Alex tried to speak, but his voice broke. He shook his head, overwhelmed, tears falling harder. Tu Na leaned closer, her voice barely above a whisper. It's okay. Alex looked at her, really looked at her, and in his eyes there was something new, not full memory, but certainty. I know, he rasped. I know you matter. His chest hitched and he cried again, like his body had been holding that truth for days. Tu Na didn't demand anything from him. She didn't ask him to remember faster. She just stayed there, steady and close. Alex swallowed through the tears. I don't remember everything, he whispered, but I'm coming back. His fingers tightened slightly, not strong but intentional, around Henry's tiny body. Then he looked at Tu Na again, and the softness in his face lingered. Inside that small clinic room, it felt like the first real light had finally reached him.
Cuối cùng Tử Na cũng được nghỉ ngơi thực sự ở nhà và thức dậy với một tinh thần sảng khoái hơn vào sáng hôm sau. Vì báo tang bận rộn, cô ấy đưa Henry đến phòng khám cùng. Alex tỉnh táo hơn trước và khi Henry nắm lấy ngón tay anh, một cảm giác ấm áp quen thuộc chợt hiện lên trong anh. Nó không hoàn toàn khôi phục lại trí nhớ của anh, nhưng đó là dấu hiệu rõ ràng đầu tiên cho thấy điều gì đó đang thức tỉnh trong tâm trí Alex. Sau đó, Alex xin được bế Henry và Tử Na cẩn thận đỡ cánh tay yếu ớt của anh trong khi giữ an toàn cho em bé. Khi cả Tử Na và Henry ở gần nhau, một tia sáng mạnh mẽ hơn lại ập đến cùng với một cơn đau đầu nhẹ. Alex đột nhiên nhớ lại lời mẹ dặn về việc đối xử tốt với Tử Na và anh bật khóc nhận ra cô ấy thực sự quan trọng như thế nào.